YouTube, what's going on? Ace back with another video. As you can see from the title of the video, I'm going to be going over my US30 trade breakdown. I got me a 2-to-1 today. That would be this same trade right here. Don't mind it saying 2.68. I only took it to here, back to these areas, but I was anticipating for it to get back to these areas. That was the main target, but I only wanted the 2-to-1. Because like I say on my last video, I'm actually in a little hole right now where I need to get back at break even. So I'm trying to get every 2-to-1s at the moment. So I'm down about 5% now. Like I said, last week was just bad for me, and the videos that I had that I was upload, the volume wasn't in it, so I just had to delete them. So that's what took place. But yeah, let's get into this. So yeah, this morning around what time this was? This is around 7. You know, that's when I usually do my market breakdowns and everything, my top down analysis. Price since last week Friday, price actually been trending very nicely up on US30 and on NAS. And at 7 a.m. price had this nice bullish push to start 7 a.m. Continued up, and this was a 15-minute resistance that I had that's actually broken. So price actually consolidated around these areas before actually making this big breakout. And all from 7, I was waiting for it to actually tap back into this area of demand for a push up. Now I know this isn't something that you guys might want to hear at the moment, but my wife and I had to actually carry our son to the doctor to get some recommendation for some things for him. So I had to also be able to try getting a trade before 9 to actually head out to go to the doctor. So at least not 9, but like 10 a.m. So what happened was, as I was waiting for the time to come, I actually saw price tap back into the man around 8:10, but I was waiting for it to actually break out of this area before entering, and hopefully price didn't break this. So I was initially putting my stop loss below this, but I know at times price might want to actually push down a little bit more before going up. So I actually just had it a little bit lower, around just a little bit below these areas. So when price gave me the entry here, I was actually busy. I think I was either getting dressed at that moment, because this is around 9. Yep, I was probably getting dressed at the moment, so I wasn't even paying attention on that. But when I took notice of it, price actually came back to these areas here, right? Which is also getting close to 9:30. And if you could see the trend on this, right? After about this big push up, when price actually came back into this area, price started to push up here and then pull down once more, right? But still respected this zone. When price broke out of it, price also broke this small area, right? And left a little gap there. So once I saw price push back to this area and then started to reject it, and I know 9:30 was coming out, I said, okay, this could be a rejection. I actually try to buy. But I still didn't want my stop loss to be too tight, because I know the 9:30 candles could actually push down and then push up. So I put it in an area where I said, okay, I don't think price is going, if price actually wants to break, it won't break this area. I might respect this, so I put it as a little bit lower, like I was saying. So now price started to rally up with this big nice bullish aggression. I love that. And I was already out of 1-to-1 around this time. So this right now already gave me my 1-to-1. And I was trying to target back to these 1-hour highs all the way up here, but I only wanted a 2-to-1 per se. So I was trying to see if price could give me that. Price started to rally up some more, and I said wasn't interested in like taking risking any money today on this trade. So I just moved my stop loss at break even on this trade. And eventually price started to reject it, sell down, and I was really keeping an eye about these seam areas as well. But like I said on my latest video, I said once price get to these areas, we will make sure price break it and doesn't just start to reject, because that's not a good sign, because that's how double tops are made, that's how double bottoms are made. Price started to reject it, and then when price came back up, I was like, because price give me two more opportunities. After price pushed up there, I said, okay, I might get this 2-1. It might be the momentum now. Price reject that. And when I saw price reject that, the second time, I was like, okay, I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that. Price give me one last opportunity to come out the trade, but by that time, it just gave me in a quick second, and then I started to reject it, so I wasn't even able to close it out. And I told myself, I'm not. It's either a 1-to-1 or I'm breaking even. I'm not getting anything less than a 1-to-1 or I'm breaking even. And I just broke even out the trade. Left the trade alone. Let the trade see. I may even see what the trade could do. And I had left to go to the clinic for my son. Now at the clinic, I wasn't even able to spot this setup until later on today. After I did my analysis, after I finished with this trade, then I end up catching on to this one. This was another setup we could have gotten because after it made a double top and it broke structure, it left a gap here, which where we could have actually taken this plus. This is a nice candle that gives you indication that it might want to continue selling, because after what this bullish candle, what this bearish candle came right afterwards at the same size, could enter at the close of that, stops above them, those areas, and we're going to target back down to these areas right here where I had this right here. Could target back to these seam areas right all the way at the bottom here. That's where we're going to target back to. That could give you almost, I'd say, think almost around a 2-to-1 on this. Let's double check. You're going to put your stop loss right above these areas, somewhere around there, and you could actually try to target back around there. Yep, almost a 2-to-1. You could even try to stretch it out just a little bit more, get the 2-to-1, and that could have been a setup for you. Now, the setup that I actually caught was this one here. My wife ended up pointing this out to me because I was so focused on NAS till I wasn't even paying attention on 30. Till she ended up showing me she was anticipating for a 30 sell. And when I saw it, I said, oh yeah, I marked it up. I saw the price actually broke structure here. Price actually broke structure there. And it left the demand, supply right there. Plus, when I add this trend line, I saw that it made this trend. It's not to make a trend. And the supply actually was in line with this trend line. So I was like, okay, this is a nice trade. Got the breakout, but then it started to wick. And I was so confident. I don't know, like when you trade so long, when you've been doing this so long, you start to get a little confident, a little bit more confident in certain setups that you see because you've been seeing it so long. This trend line came from here, which started this double top, which started this downtrend. Made a pullback into this supply plus this trend. Made another supply and also respected this trend. So once I saw that, even though it didn't close, I had my stop because initially my stop was around here. But when I saw that it didn't break and close, I actually moved it a little bit higher. And I said, I don't think price is going to break this area no more or this trend line. If so, then I'm screwed. So I entered right as soon as I closed, I entered that. And in 17 minutes, I won the trade. My initial target was here, but I said I'll only go for the 2-to-1 and call it one over. So got the 2-to-1 and I was done. My wife wasn't able to catch that trade though. She was still a little antsy on it, like iffy on it. She ended up catching this setup here, which was another supply right around here because we got these bearish aggression and we got this small quick pause. Then this next bullish push down. Price tapped back into it. She got in a little bit early and aggressive. Was starting some drawdown for a moment and then actually played out. So yeah, the day was a good day for me, and I guess it was a good day for us as well. The setup I almost took on NAS was actually this buy here, and the reason why I didn't take it anymore because I was going to take it back to here. I was going to have a stop loss around here. I was actually trying to target back to these areas right here. Now the reason why I didn't take this trade was because if you look at this and compare it to this, they're basically almost the same. Had a double top at the top here, double top. Aggressive push down exactly around 9:30 opening. Aggressive push down all the way to 10. CML 9:30, aggressive push down all the way till 10. And then as soon as 10 came out, it wick. 10 came out, it actually wick. And then it started to push up. CML When it made the first pullback, it almost tapped into the zone, and then it pushed up again to make a double top, CML, and then tapped into the zone, which happened there. This one I actually entered last week. It came over with a loss, and that's the same thing what happened here. I actually would have entered this, and it would actually came out as a loss. But lucky thing I didn't enter that, and I actually followed along with that US30 trade. And yeah, the gold, I was anticipating gold as well this morning, but it didn't give me what I was looking for initially, because it didn't give me what I was looking for initially. But you had a setup afterwards. This was around 10. Around 10 you had a setup, because around 9:30 gold actually made an aggressive push up to actually break this structure's high, and then give you a demand around here, which price finally tapped into here. Could have taken your trade after the break of this candle, and you're going to try to target either back to this area here for a 1-to-1, or you're going to try to scratch it out for at least a 1.5. And the reason why I said 1.5 is because always have to look at the highs that you're trying to target, which would be this, and it would also be this one here. So you gotta be trying to target a 2-to-1 if you know that price isn't at certain areas. So right now you're gonna get up to a 1.6, because this is where the targets are, and you have to make sure price are actually breaking those those areas in order for it to go higher. And the next area would have actually been this one. The price actually did break that one aggressively, then you had that other area you could have actually taken this to, which would give you probably a 2-to-1 there, which it actually did after some time. But you would have to sit all the way back in a little bit of drawdown. You have to watch your profit go up a 1.6, all the way back down to break even, plus some drawdown in order to get a 2-to-1. I'm not sure if you're willing to do all of that, but yeah, that's the reason why I always like a higher time frame to see where certain areas are, and know that I'm trying to toggle there, and I might try to scratch out just a little bit more. So like for this, if I did enter this, once I got to this area, I would automatically my stop loss to break even and try to scratch this out for the 1.5. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Like I say, 30 was the trade for the day, and I'm just going to wait to see what it gets to give me tomorrow, life last. I won't be able to do a live trade session either tomorrow, because I'll be carrying my son back to the clinic once again for 9, so I might not be active as much in the market as I might want to be, but never know, I might get a setup early in the morning. Let me check the news. So news is actually at 9 a.m. Trump is speaking, so I'm not 9. Alright, so I'll have to get a trade probably before 9, or I might not even trade tomorrow. I know Friday, I don't know. I know usually recently I've been actually pretty good during NFP week. I remember at one point I actually couldn't get a win during NFP week, like just fake outs and stuff. But recently now I've been actually doing pretty decent and well during NFP week, and I hope it stays like that. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And anyways, remember, always put God first, and just keep grinding, keep putting in that work, and eventually it's gonna pay off, man. Anyways, peace and love. God bless you all.